Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the reverse balance test.
I'm Jason Liddell, and I'll be the voice guiding you through this critical analysis on the reverse balance test. First thing you have to know, this special test is an assessment tool used to detect the presence of carpal tunnel syndrome. So let's take a quick look at our advanced organizer. We're going to kick it off with a brief review of carpal tunnel syndrome. Then we'll talk about the mechanism of testing behind the reverse Phalens. We'll follow that up with a video within a video. Then we'll discuss what the statistics have to say about the test. We'll meet the conclusion and we'll try it out in class. So what is carpal tunnel syndrome? Well, carpal tunnel syndrome is the result of inflammation in a surrounding structure of the median nerve. The median nerve runs directly through the carpal tunnel. It's a very narrow, small space, and if anything in that space or around that space is inflamed, then it will cause a compressive force on the nerve. Now, nerves are not built to withstand compressive forces. They're really fragile. As a result, we have impaired axoplasmic transport, which manifests most commonly as symptoms of numbness, tingling, pain, and if it's been around for a while, you can see loss of sensation. Getting back to the reverse Phalens test, it's a provocation test, which is theoretically a very good idea, especially because carpal tunnel syndrome's symptoms all appear transiently. The test position restricts blood vessels, which increases pressure surrounding and within the carpal tunnel. If there's pre-existing inflammation in the region, then this should cause a compression on the median nerve, thereby recreating the patient's symptoms. The test is held for 60 seconds. It's a positive test if they have symptoms, a negative test without symptoms. Up next, I have a video that I put together to demonstrate what the position looks like and how to do it with a patient. But before I get straight into that, I just want to let you know there are a few other positions that have been demonstrated for the reverse Phalens test, but this is the one that has the most supportive evidence. So without further ado, here's the video. Action. Instruct the patient to bring both hands over their chest and to press their palms and fingers together. We're going to try to hold that for 60 seconds, okay? I'm going to time you. If you feel any numbness, tingling, or pain in the palm of your hand in this area, you should stop and tell me, okay? What this position is doing is compressing the structures within the carpal tunnel. Maximum amount of wrist extension should put stress directly on the median nerve to provoke their symptoms. 60 seconds have now passed. How do you feel?
Good.
Your hands okay?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you release them? Shake them out a little bit. They okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Assuming that the reverse Phalens test is accurate, this would be a negative sign for carpal tunnel syndrome. With that said, we'll jump right into the statistics. Sensitivity. It's a measurement that describes a test's ability to detect pathology when compared to a reference standard. What that means is the test will have a high level of sensitivity if the results can confirm a low number of false negative results. A sensitivity finding of 1.00 means there were no patients found to have false negative results. A sensitivity finding of 0.00 means all patients with negative results were discovered to truly have false negatives. Looking at the research, we see a range of sensitivity for the reverse Phalens test from 0.36 to 0.54, which is low to medium sensitivity. Now, specificity is a measurement that describes the test's ability to detect when there is not the presence of pathology compared to a reference standard. Tests with high level of specificity have a low number of false positives. A specificity of 1.00 would mean all patients studied with positive results truly did have the pathology. A specificity of 0.00 would mean all patients studied with positive results were truly false. When looking at the research, we see a range of specificity from 0.29 to 0.78, which shows low to high specificity. Given the data of both sensitivity and specificity, it's difficult at this time to say how sensitive and how specific the reverse Phalen's test is. Future research should identify why this range exists and collect data on reliability. In conclusion, carpal tunnel syndrome is a compression of the median nerve. The reverse Phalen's test is meant to detect the presence of that compression. The validity of these tests is questionable, the reliability non-existent. Future research is ultimately needed on this test in order to identify its usefulness in evaluation.